A very good day to you. Welcome to Herman Manyora's channel. My name is Jadiel Kabiro. I'm joined by the one and only Herman Manyora for today's political conversation. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah.
Everything is fine with you?
Well, it can't be everything.
Ah,
It just be that good enough to say thank you.
we're all human, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start today's political conversation with Governor Alfred Mutua. He said he's going to run for presidency, and right now he's come up with a manifesto. Let's take a look at it for just a bit. Some of the things he said. He said that he's promising 500,000 to 1 million shillings to newlyweds as part of, as capital for them to start their lives. What would you make of such a plot by the incoming president, if he becomes president, to make newlyweds have some money?
Everybody's trying to capture some headlines. But that is basically cheap.
It's just cheap for you.
Just cheap.
Also, he said...
We have bigger problems. I mean, there are countries where which pay people when they get children. They pay you so much, pay your wife so much, the child has support. You know, Norway, Sweden, they are there. But that they have reached there. We are so far where people are dying from hunger. Would you come on?
Would you say that this is just something to entice people? Yeah. And he also says that he's going to give salaries twice a month. He's going to talk to employers so that they give people their salaries twice a month because he needs money to circulate and people need some money in their pocket.
That's an idea. That's an idea that we have been paying people monthly for far too long. We can do it weekly. Some countries actually talk about weekly check. Yeah, weekly is good. But in a country where people are not known for for ordering their finances, you could create more problems than you are trying to solve.
What would you make of the governor's aspiration to become president right now, through Maendeleo Chap? Would you say he's going to be in the race come 2022?
But a week or so earlier, he had endorsed Raila.
He said he might support him if he backs out.
Now he's... Well, I think you could say this is what my party stands for. In the event we support somebody, we'd want them to look at what we stand for. So that's how you can, if you want to give him some credit, that's how you'll view it.
What do you make of all these governors coming out and saying they want to become president? Would you say they're just looking for positions once someone like Raila or Ruto becomes president?
You know, in politics we have serious people. We have pretenders, we have wannabes, we even have mad people. That's why you see there are people against all odds. But then there are Manyoras also, who are too cautious. You know, there are many people who get things are not cautious like me.
Oh.
When somebody tells you they are going to stand, you wonder, is this guy mad?
Oh.
Then he gets. Those of us who are cautious never get into power. So, well, let's allow everyone to dream. You know, this is a dream world. Politics is a dream world.
Yeah.
The world of the art, politics is the art of the possible, including who can and cannot be president.
Like they said the same thing about Donald Trump, and he ended up becoming the most powerful
man. And you know, here there was Moody Award. We had known him as an assistant minister perennially. Then when the rainbow thing being forced, Mudavadi has chickened out. He stood in Kakamega and in uniform of Stare and said, I'm representing the lawyers. I'm their voice. And that was before, because Amolo Kijana was the other side. And quickly people began wondering, is this? So there was a man called Moody Award. This guy, we thought he was just a small man. Moi had kept him assistant. Then, then Kibaki's forms government, and the man features there. Then Omolo dies, and pap! Vice president, and anything could have happened and he could be president. So really,
let dreamers be dreamers.
Yeah, let dreamers.
And something.
It's a world of dream. It's a dreamland.
Okay, let's talk about Deputy President William Ruto. Latest in his camp is Mutahi Kahiga, the governor of Nyeri. Would you say this is a step towards the right direction? Ruto now coming out and showing that he can also have alliances with kingpins and also with the people.
Well, the extent to which the Nyeri governor can be a kingpin is debatable. He got that position because the governor died, and truth be told, on his own he may not even be an MCA. So really, I don't give much attention to him, and you can see he's a confused person.
Why would you say that?
He looks confused.
Just by the looks of it.
It's my right to make a judgment. I'm not insulting him. I'm just saying when I see him, I don't see a governor.
What does this governor look like then, according to you? Because if he doesn't seem like a governor, he's been in leadership for quite some time.
There are people you see and see this can be a president. This doesn't look like a president.
Oh.
This is like can be a governor. And you could be wrong in your view because it's how you perceive things. And you could be wrong.
Now, Ruto has...
This guy could surprise me by winning the election next year.
With the UDA party?
Yes.
Now, I'm saying Ruto has him. He also has Waiguru.
Yes.
Now he's climbing into the governance.
I made this
arena.
analysis on some, I think, Citizen TV, I think. And I was saying, there are those in this game who know what's going on. So when they make a move, they know what's going on. From the Mount Kenya, there were those 4 governors, Lee Kinyanjui included, who are forming their outfit. You can see Kiraitu Murungi with his mbas. Those are the people who know the game. They are part of the bigger game. They understand it may be difficult to sell Jubilee in Mount Kenya against UDA. Much more difficult to sell ODM or whatever outfit Raila will use. But supposing you formed local chapters, local entities, people could resonate, then sell the narrative that, look here, we will vote for Ruto, but he will not force us into UDA. You know, that has already begun, and it will sell. Finally, you have many of the leaders going with those small parties. Mwangi wa Iriasu Sawa, Kinyanjui is the service party, TP something, the TCSP, whatever it's called.
Yes.
And so on and so forth, and the Mbas. Of course, the next stage, they'll tell people, I think you were better off with Raila or something like that. Yeah. So there are those governors who know what's going on, and they are playing the game. There are those who don't know. But they think they know. I think I would put there people like Waiguru. There are those who are confused. I'll put there this guy yesterday. But there are also people who are planted. This is politics. And that's why I was putting Anne Waiguru initially. There are people who can be planted there by the system. So that come next time, when the defection season kicks in, they leave Ruto. And balance, because there's going to be a stampede towards Ruto in February. That's the natural. That's what we all expect. We expect that when the deadlines approach of February, when people must resign if they want to contest in the next election, a lot of public service servants, top ministers, big people, they will resign, and all of them will head to Ruto. So to check that stampede, you also have others leaving him and coming.
Do you then mean that there are lots of governors and political leaders that do not operate by themselves, but they are pushed to make decisions that we think they are doing them by themselves?
Yeah, when you are part of a system, you could even be a pawn and you think you are a player. That is politics. You think you are. Look at Oka. Do you think Gideon is at par with Kalonzo Musyoka and with Mudavadi and with Wetangula and Jirongo? Do you think they are at par in terms of knowing the game? No, these are different players, but they are in Oka, all of them.
So Gideon is part of, according to you, knows the system.
These guys are playing a script, scripted by people like Gideon, and he pretends to be part of them. Okay,
what I was asking then, for DP Ruto, do you think it can come to a point where he can prove Raila that he knows the game better than him?
Of course.
That I can get the leaders and still get the crowds?
Of course, why not? It's possible.
And that is what he's leading into?
Yeah, it's possible. It's how you play your game. And I've said this from as early as 2018 and 2017, I think, but mainly 2018. I said the role of media, the role of narrative creation is so overpowering in this election that those who ignore it will be swept. And the Ruto is on top of the game when it comes to creating the narratives. You wait until February. If Uhuru takes too long to decide on this thing, and the Ruto takes the advantage of the stampede in February, it may be too late for Uhuru. He may be thinking he knows the game. It is time for Uhuru to make his moves now. Because to delay them, because it's part of your strategy, the momentum that will be kicked by people running from Jubilee to UDA may not be controlled by Uhuru and Raila. They may not manage.
Should Uhuru start politicking now? Going to the ground, telling people to support?
He must make certain moves. I don't know which moves, but he must make moves. If he waits, it may be too late.
Let's talk about Raila's big day. Do you think the president should be there to come out and endorse Raila? Because right now, as you say, its time is moving fast.
That will be negative. But of course, the president will be there in another form. We will know.
If he was there.
No, the president will be there, but in another form.
Okay.
Uhuru will be present at Kasarani during Raila's big day. But if you be looking for an individual called Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, son of Mama Ngina, you will not see him. But he will be there.
You know,
and people will see him. People will see Uhuru Kenyatta. Yeah.
People, everyone, or those, just those who want to see.
No,
because last time,
even a kid will see Uhuru.
Remember
Kenyatta.
During the Mashujaa celebration, was it Mashujaa or Madaraka? You said Uhuru has endorsed Raila.
That was Madaraka Day.
That was Madaraka Day.
Yes,
do you think we will also see
there
Uhuru?
Was a debate. There was a big debate that time.
And that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Do you think you will come
there will
back?
Be no debate.
You will come back and say that Uhuru was there.
There will be no debate. There is no time for Uhuru now and Raila. If they wait until February, they will be disappointed. They must strike now. How they do it is up to them. There are people who eat their money. There are people who they pay. They are advisors. They must think now. This is the time to know. The people who eat my money, the people who work to me as the advisor and the PR and everything, because Uhuru must be having an infrastructure. His advisors must be, it must be a complete infrastructure that will include PR firms from even outside the country. This is the time to justify the millions, if not billions, they are paid.
Are you cautioning now Raila and
I'm
Uhuru
not cautioning.
that Ruto is a dangerous man and they should act
an
fast?
Observation. If they wait for February, it may be too late. They have to make a move now. Back to your question, Uhuru will be at Kasarani during Raila's big launch, but not in the form in which you would mean that he is there personally. But just looking at what's going on, looking at what is being said, looking at the optics, looking at the people present and speaking, you'll know Uhuru is there. What
do you think should not be missed in the Kasarani occasion by Raila Odinga? What do you think he should come out straight and put on the table so that Kenyans might see?
Of course, first, that he's running, that is obvious. Two, his Azimio la Umoja must be clearly manifest. People must see that when we talk of unity, of Azimio la Umoja, one love, one country, here it is. How he does it, he may not do it the Pentagon way of 2007, where after winning against his competitors, Ruto, Balala, Nyaga, and the rest, I think Balala just surrendered, whatever, supported him, and the Mudavadi, he called them and they stood with him. And he said, this is the Pentagon, this is the team. And he held Mudavadi's hand and said, this is the deputy captain. It must be something similar to that, not necessarily that. Once again, the people who think for him, the people he pays to think, must think out something. But the end product of that thinking must be, Kenyans must see that as Miola Umoja in Kasarani. They must see it. In fact, Raila being the genius he is, it should be something close to his government. You see, in 2007, calendars were circulating, having even cabinet, not 2002, with Kibaki, with Ngilu there, with Wamalwa, with Raila. It was calendars. We were buying calendars, circulating. Long before the elections of December 27th or whatever it was. There were calendars. There were things, merchandise, showing that this is the rainbow government. That's Raila must do that. And I'm saying how he does it, how effectively, will be a product of the thinking. And the thinking will be as good as the people who think for him.
Someone said that during that day in Kasarani, after the day has come to an end,
yes,
Raila's ambition could be damaged or it could be highly promoted by the moves he makes. Would you say that that event will determine a lot for him?
A lot. Actually, Kasarani on 10th will give you an idea who will be the president of this country. You may wish to still resist it, but if Raila is going to be the president, you'll see it on that day.
And if Ruto is to become president,
you'll also see it.
We will notice
the
damage.
If you see the misses, if you see some awkward situations, if you don't see anything big, if you don't see the Azimio I'm talking about, you can as well know that Ruto will give them a hard time.
Could that be the time to come up with something bigger than Azimio la Umoja, something to counter?
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm saying.
hustler
Raila is a
narrative?
political genius. I expect something. But if he's just going to tell people I'm going to run, Ruto will harass them.
During that day, should he come up with a deputy choice?
Those are some of the shocks I'm talking about. You can't name your deputy without naming him. I've said it. You can see Uhuru there without Uhuru being there. You can see your government next year without saying this is my government. And equally, there will be the deputy president without you saying.
This is going to be.
And you must put it in a way it sells to Kenyans. But lacking in the at Kasarani, the danger lacking around will be the idea of project. Now this is finally the project Uhuru has put in place. Ruto is a bad man. They should be careful.
Okay, let's end the conversation there. But I'm made to think, though, do you sometimes look at this event and you look for things that we do not see so that you come up with narratives of your own? Because every single event that comes, you come up with something and you shock the world. Do you look for things that we do not see?
No, you see, there are people like us who look at deeper meaning in things. Who look for reasons behind reasons. Who try to see the deeper meaning of things. Who try to understand things beyond even the players themselves. Yeah, it is like, that's our trade.
So you don't just come up with...
No, I'm not just making up stuff. If I tell you Raila must be aware of the importance of this day, I'm not cooking it up. And he himself knows this day is important.
I hope we don't come back and you say something that is
Of course, like Churchill said, you can change your mind. You can eat your words without fearing constipation.
Let's end the conversation there. Thank you so much for tuning into today's political conversation. That is me with Herman Manyora. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.